I've got my purple. Oh, it's a green.
You can't say that.
You're green.
I'm so sorry.
Deposits.
Because I got ahead and I started
Like,
writing
I'm gonna be
everything.
shot.
Oh no,
My
it's
face
Just
smashed
because the green
in.
one gets keyed out, so it's just the blue line.
Yeah. Wait, where's the green? Oh, why is it green?
Why is it not green is a better question.
no,
That represents wealth.
the economy.
OMG.
The
That's good
represents.
actually having that in the background, yeah.
Isn't it lush? Because I asked for a new purple one because I wanted to
This is
rewrite
like
me notes,
poking
but I got a
me.
green one.
Same.
And it's like a different shape and it really annoys
can
me
poke you
sometimes.
more.
Yeah, I love your skirt. It's got flowers on.
Thanks, I got it in Camden.
Hello. This is America. That's what we'll be starting with today's topic
Yes.
of class.
The representation of class in, not in the media, that's not specific enough, in different TV products.
Yeah, media
It's
products
just
as well.
Media products.
Tabloids, films, TV series.
Music videos.
Music
This
videos
is
or-
America. how
Yeah,
you
that's
think
I think that's a good
This
one to
is
start
America,
with.
yeah.
So do you want to start with This is America? Or
Well, I mean, it's all like in the opening scene, and it's like when he's like dancing and stuff, and he's got like kind of like the slave kind of like
trousers.
like the trousers and
Mhm.
stuff, and it kind of like shows like how black people are being like oppressed, like. And then it's like when he's like got the gun, he does that like, I don't want to say weird because I don't know if that will come across like a bit racist, but like he does that like pose where he's like that.
Oh yeah,
And it
it's
kind of links like the Jim Crow like cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to say weird because I don't know if that will come across a bit
it's
weird.
factual. I think.
Factual.
Or
But yeah, and it
interpretation.
just kind
Yeah.
of shows how like it's not class.
I think a lot in the background as well when like the scenes they go from like the gospel to they end up
Mhm.
kind of like transcending into like
Yeah.
crime, and then everyone's being like killed, which shows like an automatic kind of stereotype, I guess, like an oversimplified
Yeah.
stereotype of that.
Richard Dyer.
Yeah, that
Wow.
all poor people do crime.
Yeah.
and all
If you're
crimes-
poor, you're a criminal.
exactly.
That's
what
not
it's-
my belief.
That's what the media
guys.
says, or the
Not us, it's
Not
the
media.
media. No.
media products.
Media
specific.
products.
Yeah,
The proletariat is bad, according to the media.
quantum media.
We should be bourgeoisie. I just done a criminology exam, so it's like in my head right now. So yeah.
It's like with film. Film's always it's like Marxism, this, that. That's a film actually to talk about
Marxism.
is Captain Fantastic. Captain Fantastic
again.
is a film. It's very how do I describe it? It's very 2016
Mhm.
left-wing America, which is like it's
Was it
with
made in 2017?
2016.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
I didn't like
Oh.
that film that much.
Really?
Yeah. I
I
tried watching it because I saw it.
think it's quite like it's quite a
just
strange
didn't like
film,
it.
but I feel like that's like what
Mhm.
it's so like left wing. That's what like
Yeah.
the right wing
Yeah.
like describe. Like they
Yeah.
kind of feel that the left
Albert
wing's like
Camus.
so oh sorry. It's
Yeah.
so like out there that like that's what
Mhm.
the right wing like describing like how they feel. They're like
Yeah.
oh these left wing all these crazy kind of people. They're so all these hippies living in the woods. And it's like well it's not actually like that, but the film exaggerates it to that extent. I feel like.
Mhm. Exaggerations. Dyer.
Wow. Media is often over-exaggerated stereotypes. Hashtag Richard Dyer, right?
My
Yeah.
fave. Love Richard
Yeah.
Dyer.
And it's like,
Horror movies don't like
Oh,
that.
I haven't
love
really
it.
seen like a film my class hasn't been like stereotyped or like exaggerated. It's all just kind of like overdone a little bit.
I think one of like the most famous ones is definitely Titanic.
Oh yeah, God.
Like I feel like a lot of films they hide it quite well, or they use it in like metaphors to do it. But with Titanic, it's literally like rich people on the top, you get all the fancy stuff.
Yeah,
Poor people are like
Yeah.
like literally, if you were poor, you were guaranteed to die. To be honest, like
No, have you seen that deleted scene? It's
No.
really sad. It's like, you know the girl Cora or something, she's like dancing with Jack. I
uh-huh.
was watching it actually after a chronology thing, and she was like, got locked in, and she was like, help me, and it was really sad. And I nearly cried in the refectory. It wasn't good.
That's not how that happens
Yeah.
when you're poor. You know, rich people on top, I guess.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
because
good.
it's literally like a physical
Barrier.
separation
Yeah.
barrier. Because I mean, the Titanic wasn't well thought out. There was not enough lifeboats, right? And so when it did, you know, hit the iceberg, what a shame. It like all the rich people were the only ones who really got to go on the few, I call them icebergs again, on the few lifeboats. And then if you were poor, you were like literally trapped.
No,
You weren't let
because
out.
it really annoyed me when Rose jumped off. Like, I don't care about the door. The door, like, that's an old thing.
Old thing.
But like, when Rose got off that boat, because she wanted to be with
Mhm.
Jack or whatever, I like One True Love, like who cares? She jumped off the
Literally.
boat that was literally sailing to freedom to get on the one that was sinking to her death.
I think that
and
was a
then
bit stupid of her, to be honest.
If she
Yeah.
stayed on the boat, then Jack could have got into like the lifeboat and like they could have met each other, but no,
She's stupid.
she had to like be lower class or whatever.
Yeah. She was
I
defying
don't like Rose.
stereotypes of rich people being intelligent with their higher education, being
Mhm.
ABC One audiences. Except they didn't really have many of those back then, to be fair.
No.
I know the starting scene with the gambling. It's like
Oh,
the
yeah.
I know
assumption
that
of
scene.
poor people
Yeah.
love to
I know
gamble
that scene
away.
all too well.
Ooh, lower class in my little book, the have-nots. Animalistic. They were they
Yeah.
punching each other in that scene?
I think
No.
they were very
They were very, like,
aggressive. And then when he got onto the boat, when they were like separate, they were like cleaning down
Yeah.
like the poor people. And they were
Mhm.
like checking them for like
Well,
nits
he
and
also
stuff.
had that like
Yeah.
cigarette, and it was like that like ancient like artifact, and it looked like a family heirloom, and it was all kind of like crooked, and he's like all gross and like ugh.
Yeah.
And then it was like later in it, Rose had like those things. I don't know what they're called, but it's like those posh things. It's like got the gold stick, and she's all like,
What, like the really long ones?
yeah, like the
Cruella de
breakfast
Vil
at
had
Tiffany's
them.
one, and it's all like, and it kind of, I don't really
Mhm.
know how I'm making the point here, but it like shows like the difference between class.
Yeah.
'Cause, like,
and something as
Jack,
simple
who's
as cigarettes.
Lower class, he had like that old kind of like used up like no money one, and it was probably come out of like somebody else's pack. He
Mhm.
probably couldn't even afford a pack because they're like so expensive now.
Or stole it because he's poor.
God.
It was a negative
Yeah,
stereotype.
true.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Crime.
then Rose is like rich and stuff, so she's
Mhm.
got the fancy gear.
I feel like
Yeah.
another fantastic one for films about like poverty in class is definitely The Hunger Games.
Oh
Like-
yeah.
Hunger Games. Sorry, I just really love the Hunger
Yeah,
Games.
me
I've never
too.
watched it before, but
Me neither.
Oh, I think I'm on my own here now.
no, I can talk about this.
we can start with the
I
posters.
feel a bit bad because I did like a whole episode that I like vision mixed, and I was like just not understanding any of the references that they were doing. I was like, ooh,
No,
yikes.
that was neither, to be honest.
I feel like that. I still haven't watched like The Last of Us, so I'm not caught up with that. So if we did one of those episodes,
No.
we'll
My
count
friend
that.
Actually,
made me
Last
play
of
the
Us-
games.
Mm.
because
Last
he
of
found
Us
out
was
what
my
happened.
TikTok show of the week last week, so I've seen like it all now.
TikTok
like, I can
show?
tell you anything that happens in that show now.
I follow like one little account and it's like great films to watch at night time, and I'm like, oh, I like this one to my watch list, and then it gets put to the bottom of the
Oh.
watch list, and then it's never watched.
Mm.
But
That's
I'm
okay.
starting to watch a few for some of them. But yeah, Hunger Games.
Hunger Games.
I feel like Hunger Games, like they use it really systematically.
Yes.
Just numerically and systematically.
Numerically, yeah.
Where it's like top rich people, like, you know, the rich of the rich, like the government and all that, they're the
Yeah.
capital, they're, you know, they're number one,
Top of the top.
they're the best.
But
All
you
the
know what
rest
they
are, like,
say, first the worst.
second best.
Well,
sorry,
second.
yeah.
Well, ignore the second part. That doesn't apply here.
Do
but
they
first
say
the
that?
worst.
No.
No, no.
no.
No, like
First
and
the
you
worst.
have you never like first the worst, second the best, the Harry Princess?
I've heard second.
Oh, I
Oh,
was
I've
third.
heard of that.
I was the third, it's the one with the treasure chest. Well, not for the poor
What?
people, I guess. But yeah, so with the Hunger Games, it's split up into more like numerical. So you've
Yeah.
got 1, 2, and 3 are like, you know, like the fanciest people. They you know, they're
Yeah.
working. They're like their whole life they spend.
Well,
Sorry.
it's like I saw this. Actually, all of my references from Hunger Games come from TikTok. I'm so sorry. I'm like
Thanks,
such like But it's like, I saw this edit and it was like Phoebe Bridgers and it's like, I hate you. But it's like, they were like eating these pills.
Yeah.
So like they could puke it up to like eat more.
That's
it's
one
kind
of
of
the worst bits,
like,
I think, yeah.
yeah, that's like the only
Yeah.
scene I've seen.
And
from
then
it.
they've got like that direct opposition. Oh no, who's that
Binary
again?
opposite.
Binary
Levi
opposites.
Strauss.
Levi Strauss. I was about to say Bart's. That is Enigma chords, guys. Don't get it mixed up. Of it's really off and hear that laugh. That's
No,
like
it's
terrifying.
fine. with like
What was I
the
gonna say?
like the upper class
Hunger
ones, they're
Games.
like, you know,
Yeah.
they look forward to it. They're like training for it. Whereas like the people
Yeah.
at the bottom, it's called the Hunger Games. They're doing it for
Literally, they're
hunger,
fighting.
They literally have to like fight
food.
to like the death.
for scraps.
Yeah, and then you got these
yeah.
rich people throwing
Literally.
up so they can eat more. Get a grip,
Oh.
guys.
Disgusting. I feel like, yeah, with the outfits as well, like each ones of like their jobs, like with
Uh-huh.
that horrible picture of like that guy wearing
Oh,
like,
the tight
tie-out
trousers. To be honest,
Wait.
I didn't actually know those posters
Oh.
were from the Hunger Games. I genuinely thought that was
Was a real
like
place.
What about the one
a
with
real
like
thing.
the potato sack?
Yeah. Or was the woman with like the fish, like the
Oh,
fish
She
yeah,
looked
net.
that was
so
it, not
oily. We
potato
were having
sack,
this
sorry, guys.
discussion
Oh,
on
oil.
Wednesday about how disgusting that would have been.
Yeah, like
She was
rubbing-
so grimy. No,
Yeah,
let's.
it'd be quite
like
like,
fishy and
ugh.
smelly. Oh, would have
I would
stunk.
hope that. I mean, considering it
I
was
feel
like,
like
a
the
photo
least
shoot,
of our
I would
worries
hope-
would be smelling
Yeah,
like
oh, no,
fish
yeah,
if she was in the
absolutely.
literal Hunger Games.
Mhm.
But no one Panem
Like,
and
I would
stuff like
really
that.
care if I smelled of fish a little bit, but I was in like, they like fight to like the death.
I suppose smelling a bit like a fish doesn't, you know, compare to being crushed with like a boulder or
Yeah.
stabbed.
We don't have our
I
priorities.
feel like
right.
I'd die first actually in the Hunger Games.
I think I would like sacrifice myself. Like if I was like in the Hunger Games, no, I wouldn't be. I would be gone first.
I
Absolutely.
feel like I would have actually like, ooh, actually no, I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna say I would have like died before the Hunger Games even started.
I think
That
I
is
probably
not
would have like
PG
Understandable.
friendly.
I would have like either eaten too much food and got really full, and then when I started at the beginning, I would have like given up, or I would have died of like natural causes in like, the first 10 minutes. I would have like tripped over a rock and then fell in the river and drowned or something.
I feel like I'd trip over something.
Yeah,
Like, oh.
No, I feel like I would be like just get ambushed.
I was
Like
like a big
I've
rat and like that would
a big rat.
fall in the bush and never make it out. I know you love Ewan McGregor. And I've train spotting. Yeah, train spotting's a good one for class and stuff like that. Yeah.
I've like
Except-
memorised all the Propian archetypes because of Ewan McGregor. It's like actually a
Oh,
problem.
okay then. Which one's the one for
Share.
train spotting then?
I didn't actually get one for train spotting.
Oh.
I
What
can't
a
think of one for Mark
disappointment.
Renton. But it could be like, I don't know, you put me on the spot with that.
My bad. Our
Oh.
bad.
That's the only one I didn't know, okay?
Oh, okay.
It could be
fine.
like,
It's okay.
Have you watched Trainspotting?
No.
Oh, okay.
I've
Guess
wa-
that's you'll have to sit on silent for this one, I guess. Unless you can think of more negative stereotypes.
you've been shunned from the social life.
Yeah, you
Negative
can- oh, that's fine.
stereotypes. Would train spotting be?
Don't say it like that.
I don't know.
Train spotting.
Rebellious. Do they do drugs in that?
Yes.
They do, right?
That's, train spotting is like
The
the veins or whatever. It's like that's what the train spotting is
Yeah.
metaphor for.
Well,
They do also
oh.
spot some trains, I guess.
No,
Like on the
because
train to
my
Edinburgh.
friend Millie absolutely loves train spotting. I think I could be making this up. It might be something else she talks about. And when she first like told me about it, it sounded
something
interesting. But like my first impression was like train spotting. I thought it was like, you know, them like
no,
TV
because
shows.
it's so embarrassing telling people that it's like in my like top 10 because I was like, you like watching trains, and I'm like, no, I like watching Ewan McGregor.
That's
Leave me
exactly what
alone.
I thought it was. I thought it was like a show. You know that guy on. Sorry, I'm getting really off topic. You know that guy on TikTok who wears that like camera on his head and he like really
Watch
likes.
the trains. Yeah, my dad.
I thought it was
No.
like a TV show around that. To be honest, well,
the
not
French
him,
guy. The
but
French guy.
I
But
don't
there's
know.
like a scene in Train Spotting
He's got a
where
funny camera
he
angle.
like
Yeah, with like his face and he watches trains.
it kind of
I
like
love him.
shows like the animalistic of like the lower class though,
Yeah,
because he like goes digging down like the toilet for like a pill.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a whole
name.
thing.
And
He
then they kind
like
of- it's
he's
a
so
really
desperate for
disgusting as well.
drugs. He like stuffs a pill like up his butt, and then he like he like literally goes digging down the worst toilet in Scotland to get it out.
Yeah.
And it
Worst
kind of
toilet.
shows how like animalistic and like desperate they are.
Yeah.
Like
they're
the
like-
rich people, like they're like, why are you doing this? You know,
Yeah.
you've got a choice where
It's like
to
Wolf
them,
of
it's
Wall
like,
Street. He's like,
yeah.
ooh. There's so many things I would say, but I don't know if they're like PG friendly. Cause like, isn't the opening of Wolf of Wall Street like he's actually like, yeah, just watch the opening scene and like I don't really want to say it because I'm like, here, but like yeah, just watch it.
Just
And it
watch
kind of like, it's like a binary opposition, Levi Strauss, to Train Spotting, and
Yeah.
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 Like with Renton, it's like his life, like he can't avoid that. And the whole point of the film, that's his name, Mark Renton. Trainspotting guy.
From what? Oh, Trainspotting.
Yeah. So his like whole premise is that he's trying to give up drugs, but that's like his lifestyle. Like
Yeah.
he can't just give that up.
Yeah.
But also the fact when he gets goes for the job, I feel like when him and Spud go for the job application, they take.
Spud.
That's his name, Spud.
Spud.
They pick really.
Watch
Is that a lower class
Trainspotting.
name? I think that's.
It reminds me of potatoes,
Well, I
and
feel
potatoes remind
like
me of
lower
farmers.
class-
Yeah, lower class. See, Spud's a lower class
Spud.
name.
Have you ever been to like? I can't remember what it was called. Like a potato shop. No, it was like.
Potato Castle.
No, they had one in the Metro Centre. It was like called like Spud You Like or something, and it literally just sounded like. They sell
actually,
jacket
I was in the
potatoes.
high class whenever I went to Metro with my friends because I would always go to Shakeaholic, like a Queen, not Spuds or whatever.
Spud You Like.
I think it must be in like the
Spud
lower
you
class area because I was digging through the
I was
bins.
You were the lower class.
Yeah, outside KFC. Got some
Wow.
good stuff in there.
I've never been.
Still the grease
I've
off
been to
like the
KFC,
round
like,
bucket, you know.
once, to be honest.
Oh.
I don't
I'm
like that
scared.
look.
I don't. We
I
can't
feel like we're
say
getting a
not
bit off
things
track
about,
here, guys.
Yeah, of course.
We're talking about class.
Yeah,
God.
exactly. I feel like another one, like with Trainspotting, really shilling film studies here. But City of God's a fantastic one for class because the whole premise of the film is like the favelas in Brazil, where Brazil obviously, you know, you've got
I
fantastic.
know about them.
Yeah,
Sorry,
geography,
geography. Oh, Mrs. Storm. Sorry, she was my geography teacher.
Oh my
I
God,
love
there's
it.
this
Oh, gosh.
picture that I always see, and I think it's Brazil. But it's like got the swimming pools and
Yeah, they always use
the
that the
line,
example.
Oh
and then
my
it's got like the
goodness.
slums on the other
I
side.
have pictures,
it's
like
kind of like a
3
clear depiction
printouts
of
of
class.
that in my geography book from GCSE.
It's a really tall tower and it's like all fancy swimming pools and then
And
right
then
next
you
to it
have,
you've
like,
got like
this-
the favelas.
Yeah. Mrs. Storm loved that one.
Yeah, it's like the best picture they could find
Yeah,
for
it was
anything.
everywhere.
But it was like that, especially for the context. Like obviously not City of God because that was in films in like 2000,
Yeah.
like 2002 I think. And so but it reflects later on because in Rio in the Olympic Games they did
Yeah.
all of like Rio de Janeiro and stuff like that. They made it look all fancy. They really helped it up, which was good for them.
It
But
was.
the favelas, they were kind of left alone, and so they didn't
Yeah.
really help them out that much.
No.
And so with City of God, it shows like all the poor people are left to like they're almost animalistic, but they're more like indulge in crime, and so like
There's a lot of crime in the favelas.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely.
But there is a character called Benny who is not like the rest, and he's seen as very like fun and like partying. But the thing, Benny undergoes like a physical change when he bleaches his hair. Instead of being like the darker
rebel.
hair like everyone else, he starts wearing more designer shirts, which he can afford because he stops, you know, killing lots of people. He's more seen as like the nicer kind of guy, and so he wears like more like designer shirts and bleaches his hair, which separates him from everyone else who's got like more like darker hair. And so his like bleached hair really sticks him out from everyone else, which shows like
a
you know,
highlighter.
yeah. He's
Did he
like,
bleach it right?
yeah,
Okay, good.
I think so.
I haven't seen this film at all.
Neither.
It's one of I think it's on IMDb's like 100 best narrative films or something like
I
that.
bought it for like £1 in the Asda bit, you know, when they've got like the DVDs.
Yeah.
Because I am part of the lower class when it comes to seeing the £1 or £2 DVDs and CDs in Asda.
They're a steal. You know, you got to keep
Yeah.
the film industry alive, even if it's like
Honestly.
£2 Batman DVD or
I
something.
found a Mamas and the Papas one for like £1. And I was like,
Oh.
Did you get it?
yeah, obviously.
Not bad.
Obviously. Ugh.
So, are there any other kind of? Oh, we've got music videos, haven't we?
Do we?
Yeah. There's
Talked about This Is America. That's
Yeah,
really
that's-
hard.
This is America.
Oh.
That's the only music video I had, to be honest.
Honestly.
We had Inspector Calls and also A Christmas Carol.
yeah. Inspector Calls is a really good one. I feel like.
I've never watched. Well, I did watch it, but we didn't study it. at
I think the
GCSE.
movie was bad. Book's always better. as
I
well,
quite
so
liked the
it's-
film actually.
I watched it like once and I hated it. I like the book better. I'm a book fan. I shouldn't be saying that deep in film actually.
No, we hate books.
Well, no, books are. I can't really say it.
I
Books are
actually-
just the
books
script
are-
for the film.
I actually do
Yeah.
English lit, guys, so we can't talk too much
I
about
take English
hating
language
books.
as well.
This
so.
is not very. What's the book? Catch-22 of us.
Whoopsie. Is
I
that about
also-
class?
I think it's where they burn the books, right?
I thought that was Book Thief.
No.
Oh, that's a different one, isn't it?
They burn the books in that
Don't
one
ask
too.
me. I
But
don't know what you're on about.
That's what like.
we're talking about books. We're in TV and film.
Yeah, come on.
We would never mention
Stop.
books
Get
here.
back on track, guys.
Inspector Calls. Yeah, it kind of shows class because it kind of shows how what's she called?
Eva Smith.
Eva
Smith. I was gonna say Eva Green.
Wrong.
Anyways,
Uh,
Eva Smith.
Yeah. I think Eva Smith, and then they say later on
Smith.
John Smith. It's like it's the most like basic name. Like a Smith is like
Oh,
really
that
common
is like
second
the
name.
dead ones, right?
Yeah. Well, it's like they use the metaphor of the Eva Smiths and
Yeah.
John Smiths everywhere.
You were
It's
telling
like
me
the
about
Great
this.
Gatsby too,
Yeah.
because he always throws those like
I was
huge
informed
like
about that,
lavish parties
Oh,
just
The
for like
Great
this girl.
Gatsby.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I
feel
don't know
like
why she never went. I would totally go, but like,
It was more like
And
Alex
it's kind of
Tobey Maguire in that film. Like he's seen as like he's like the difference. That's the binary opposite of like Leonardo DiCaprio. His
Strauss.
character, he's going like making these fantastic
Yeah.
parties. He's not even there really for half of it.
Nope.
And then Tobey Maguire shows up. I don't know his name. Tobey Maguire.
Nick,
yeah.
right?
Sure, we'll go with Nick.
Mick.
Nick.
Nick.
Nick Cage. Who's he? Is he a character? Sorry,
He's
off
an
topic.
actor. He's a very
Oh,
famous
is he?
actor. Yeah.
Nicolas Cage.
What was he talking about again?
Honestly,
Great Gatsby.
Great
yeah,
Gatsby.
Yeah. So there's a big kind of change of that where they're having such lavish parties where Toby's got his little hut that he has. Well, it's like a small house, but
Yeah.
like
his little
comparing
hut.
that to like something like Inspector Calls, where you're in the
Yeah.
position of like the rich people who are
It's
they're
like
not
a
frightened
huge
about
house.
it. Yeah, I think ironically in that film and book is that
Film.
it's all kind of in one similar place.
on TV and film,
Yeah,
It's
sorry,
not
TV and book.
not
Whoopsie.
book and book series.
Book.
Book and script or something. Yeah, never mind.
So Inspector Calls.
yeah.
Inspector Calls, Eva Smith, she I don't know, she kind of like, doesn't she like drink bleach, and that kind of shows her low
Yeah.
class, because it kind of shows like the desperation to get out of it.
Mhm.
Because like bleach, is it cheap? Or is it expensive?
It's cheap, I'd say. But I think it's
I've
more
never
to do
bought
with the
I mean, isn't drinking bleach? I don't know why I'm asking as if you would know. But like drinking bleach sounds painful because doesn't it like?
yeah, it's really bad.
That was poetic.
To be fair, people back then probably didn't try it, so they might not have known.
Yeah,
Well,
I
they
feel
knew
like
it was
Eva
bad.
Smith was like original when it came to drinking bleach.
She was the OG.
Yeah. Well, she's the representation of all like the poor kind of class and stuff like that, the lower class, which is why they use the metaphor for
Well,
Eva and John Smith.
me-
It kind of like
Metaphor.
shows the low class, because what you call Mrs. Berlin, she kind of just dismisses her
She's
when
pretty.
like Eva Smith gets like pregnant, and it kind of
It's
shows
like,
how
oh,
like,
not a poor girl.
yeah, it kind of shows how like the high class just don't care.
And then Mr. Berlin's like, he thinks, oh, there's nothing special about these people. And like when they ask for raises, it's like, oh, no, we're not doing
No,
that. But
you're
it
not
shows,
allowed that.
it's not very Marxist of him. He's very capitalist, very heavy capitalist.
I'm gonna be honest, I still don't understand.
Neither do I. I'll just keep name dropping the name and then I don't explain it and then.
We were trying to like go over this on Wednesday, right? This was before you got here, and David was explaining like what was it, Marxism or something?
Yeah, John Marx.
John.
Karl
Marx.
Marx.
Carl
Sorry, I'm thinking of John
Marx.
Smith.
God.
And I
Whoopsie.
wasn't.
I've not been slaving away at criminology for the past like since December. For you to say Dave
Honestly, I'm
Marx.
just call you
Marx.
John.
I didn't say Dave.
John. You just said
And then
John.
there's who's the other guy as well? There's another person. I don't know their name. That was also in Captain Fantastic. Captain Fantastic's very heavy leftist about not
Wait,
communism, but like
left?
if communism's done right.
Which way's the left of the screen? This way? Sorry.
Yeah.
Very to the left. To the left.
Yeah, left wing. left wing, that way.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So anyway, we've got that, and then what else was there? Yeah. Christmas Carol. I never did Christmas Carol in secondary. We did it for like a few months, and then I think COVID happened, so I don't know much about Christmas Carol.
Oh, I did
Oh,
a
no,
Christmas Carol.
Everyone knows Scrooge though.
Scrooge, as solitary as an oyster.
That get you 2
Eating his
marks, right?
gruel when he can afford like chicken.
I don't know, I barely passed my English, to be honest. My teacher wasn't very good.
I loved my English teacher.
Really? She was such a lovely person, but she was such a... Should I be saying that?
Mrs. Noon was my queen.
Mrs. New.
Are we name dropping them?
Yeah.
Um,
Mrs. Noon.
Anyway,
she was gonna
back
write
to-
my thing for Starbucks actually. I like emailed asking if she could write me a reference, but and then like never asked for one, and I was like, oh, all right.
Peculiar. What about A Christmas Carol?
Back, yeah.
I mean, I can't remember the end of an Inspector Calls, but did they? Because obviously in A Christmas Carol, Scrooge
The
sort
end
of...
of an Inspector Calls. That's like
Scrooge.
the most integral part of
Yeah,
English.
yeah.
The end of
I have
Inspector
watched
Calls.
the show once.
It's a film, but
It's a
Film. I have...
TV and film, not TV
How do you
and
not
show.
know? If
you
you
didn't
did
study
English,
it.
if you did, oh.
Oh, do you want to explain it? Do you want to explain it to them? You can explain it to them.
The end of Inspector Calls, they all find out, spoilers,
Spoiler
in case you like
warning.
want to read Inspector, or watch
What?
Inspector Calls.
Read it first.
Spoilers.
No, don't read it. We don't like books.
It all turns out that like Inspector Ghoul is like a ghoul basically. He like doesn't exist. And yeah, it's all about how like they've got like a guilty conscience, so it kind of shows how like the lower class kind of like how it's like coming up to now, like the lower class have like starting to get like a power, and like the high class are starting to like see their bad ways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because obviously the
Yeah.
higher class are really ignorant when it comes to like the lower class and like what goes on. And so the fact that in both, I don't know where I'm going with this point, to be honest, guys, but obviously in Inspector Calls and in A Christmas Carol, both the like main characters in them have this like really like rude awakening, to be honest.
Wow.
With I don't know how like in Inspector Call they come to realise, but Scrooge is like threatened with like death. That seems like.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched?
That
like,
was so scary. I used to watch
I,
the
like,
Mickey Mouse one all the
cried.
time.
Mickey
When I was at my
Mouse?
grand's, she had the Mickey Mouse one. And there was this bit with like, where
I
like the
watched
guys like.
a Muppet- the
Yeah,
Muppet
That's
Christmas.
also something else that we can bring up. It's like camera angles can also play a part into.
Oh
like,
my
class.
goodness,
Because
we
like
had.
in Mickey Mouse: A Christmas Carol, the guy's like looming over the grave, and then Mickey's like falling
I
down.
didn't even know there was a
and
Mickey
it kind
Mouse one.
Get with it.
I'm more of a Muppets
And
guy.
then it kind of shows how like the low angles kind of give people power.
We had to
it's-
write a whole P paragraph point explanation. No point
Evidence explanation.
point evident
Oh, God.
point evidence explanation. We had to write like a whole thing on this one scene in the Muppets Christmas Carol where like the camera is like down here and Scrooge is like here and he's like, oh, and then
Go on.
give me a funny look.
Let's look at the camera.
Look at the camera and
Smile
then
and wave. Smile and wave. That was
You're not
what I
even
got.
Just say your
waving.
point.
Well,
We'll look at the
continue,
camera,
continue,
David,
continue,
and
yeah.
she can say her point. They can say her point.
yeah.
Say your point.
I'm saying my point, and it shows that as like these camera. Can
Yeah,
we
yeah,
move on
camera
now?
angles.
Camera angles. They have a really big impact on how the audience will interpret something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
So,
yeah.
I feel like with with Inspector Calls, how Inspector Ghoul's like a mouthpiece for JB Priestley, and that he speaks his views through Inspector Ghoul. And, like the whole point is that the Burlings are all like, well, Mr. Burling and Mrs. Burling and
Eric
Gerald.
and
Gerald.
They're all like,
Gerald.
And Sheila.
well,
Sheila.
Sheila, yeah.
once
That's a
they
nice name.
get the call from like when they ring up the police station, it's like, oh, there's no Inspector Ghoul and no one's killed themselves with bleach. They're like, oh, we're safe. Oh, no scandal for us. And then, well, realistically, Eric and Sheila, as said, it's not a night to forget or an event, I think.
An event.
Tom Ryan Inspector Calls a lot.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's a good one. It's like, we
It
can
is
interpret,
good.
literature in both TV and film and books.
Ooh.
But
Not books.
Not books.
They're in TV and
Script.
film.
Written films. There you go. It's a play, which is kind of like,
I love plays.
like 16th
Sorry.
century films.
Wow.
It's kind of
Well, so it's like that film, This Is England, and
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
with, like shows class. So it's like when he's like got like the huge trousers. I would wear those actually. They were quite cute. But like he's
That
got
makes
like the
sense.
huge trousers, and it kind of shows how he's like pooing stuff because he like can't afford it.
Yeah. Aren't they his
Oh.
like dads?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
bit like in Harry Potter when Ron Weasley and the Weasley family, they're always
Yeah.
seen as
Yeah.
like old like hand-me-downs. He's got like the old
And then he
snapped
gets like
wand.
bullied by like Draco. The little, I don't like him.
We don't like Draco.
Because he's so annoying. He's so stuck up and pretentious, which is actually a stereotypical representation of the upper class.
Not that we're going to defend them or anything.
Not that we're defending them.
Yeah.
You need to get over yourself.
But also very
but
arrogant and full of themselves.
they are. They think that they're superior and they're too confident and too powerful.
Yeah, but I feel like with the Weasleys, they were seen as like, they were seen a bit gross, a bit like ratty
Yeah.
almost.
And
like,
the
they were always-
house as
Yeah, they were
well.
like topsy-turvy and a bit like off. It was very negative. Whereas like Harry had
Yeah.
like all of the riches in the world, pretty much.
I
Harry?
felt so bad when
Yeah,
that house
Harry's
got
rich.
burned down.
His mum
Harry's
and dad had a lot
rich?
of money. Yeah. Harry Potter.
Really?
It's like a
Yeah,
But
the
they're
big vault, yeah, the
dead.
big vault. Yeah, that's why he left all the money to him. And
It's
he had,
like a
the big
whole
vault.
thing in Harry Potter. He's got
That's why he
like
can afford like 5 chocolate
Gringotts and
frogs.
stuff, and then he's like, whoa.
Oh,
and then
you're
he like
so
buys the
right.
whole trolley on Hogwarts
Yeah.
Express.
And then like the frog like jumps on the window.
I can tell you never had like an obsession when you were like 11. I had like a whole shelf
Actually-
on my bookshelf dedicated to it.
Actually, when I
What?
I don't even like Harry Potter.
ew.
Not that much. Like, it's okay. It's a good series.
We had to make ones in year 6 and I like binge watched all 7 movies like 3 times over the span of like 2 months.
They're all on
just
Netflix
because of
now,
that.
actually.
Really?
If you're not watching this, they're on Netflix now. Go watch them now.
Go watch
it now.
them.
So don't stop watching this. Continue watching this, then watch it afterwards. But, yeah.
Yeah.
clarifying.
Rewatch this 3 times and then go watch them.
Yeah, we need watch time.
Watch time.
Yeah, this isn't as long as like 7 Harry Potter movies. We're gonna make up for it.
Exactly.
Go watch the other episodes actually as well. Yeah.
Go onto Mr. Rose's YouTube channel and scroll all the way down.
Oh wait, it's
to
got
the-
Harry Potter in the background now too.
Oh my goodness.
I like just
Bellatrix Lestrange, I'm not even
I
going to get
love
into that.
Bellatrix.
She's so...
Actually, no, I don't. I like don't. Bellatrix is like a villain. She's a Popian villain.
She's a Propian
But, like,
villain.
It's Helena Bonham Carter.
She's so
I can't hate her.
She's so cool. I love her.
I
like
love
Robert
Helena in
Pattinson.
the Crown. I actually auditioned for that, you know.
Really? You auditioned?
I auditioned for Kate because I thought it'd be
I'm assuming
funny.
you didn't get it.
Yeah, I didn't. I've got the emails still, the rejection emails somewhere. It was like, we're not.
You should
gonna
frame
do
them and be like, this was a
Yeah.
learning curve.
I'm like not surprised I didn't get it, but
Really?
I still tried. Well, yeah, I'm like 5 inches smaller than her, like Geordie, and then I also have
Get,
like
like-
hearing aids, so it probably wouldn't work.
They can like edit that out. Maybe.
Wow. But yeah,
like
that's a cute little
platforms.
anecdote. It doesn't really compare with class. Well, the Royals are quite high class. The Winters are like the most high class
I mean, they
ever.
are like the royals.
So, yeah,
Mhm.
it kind of like
Kind of,
connotes.
yeah.
So.
But I know it's the average person. or something.
Versus like
Yeah.
the royal family. I don't like them.
Also, yeah, so in Rocky as well, I feel like the Rocky montage in Detroit,
Yeah.
we know obviously Detroit's quite a rundown area, I think.
Oh, and
I'm not
there
like
it
a huge
is.
American fan. Oh, it's
Wow.
perfect timing.
Oh, look at him running, doing a little jog.
So
He's
I feel
gonna
like,
fly now.
He's gonna
Yeah.
fly.
I always
Wait,
listen
isn't
to
that
whenever I get
the
in
isn't
the
that the song?
I wake
isn't
up
that
to
the
that song,
song?
I turn it on and like, you know, I get up, use that song and I start to
Yeah,
fly
I love
now.
that
And you do
song.
your little push-ups.
Before I quit the gym
Yeah.
in 2020, I used to listen to that song and feel like I was Rocky.
I need
Is
to
it?
go
What's
out
this one?
these days.
Yeah, that one.
Careful, don't get
I
copyrighted.
love that song. Actually, it's so good.
Mm.
Like genuinely, I love that song.
I've like
I
never
like
listened
Eye
to
of the
it.
Tiger too.
Yeah.
That one's good.
I love Eye of the Tiger. He looks a bit silly in that video. He's just like,
But yeah, it kind of
But
like
it's-
shows class in the video too, because
Yeah.
doesn't he like punch up meat or something?
Yeah.
It
Punch
and
kind
up
of shows
meat.
how
when he's in the
real class-
cabin, I think it's in the fourth one, it's like
Yeah.
when he just sit ups in the cabin, he's lifting logs
Yeah.
and he's like very humble, I think. Which,
Yeah.
that's a good, because he's, the other guy, I don't know his name, but the Russian
Neither.
boxer who's got like the fancy machines and stuff like that, he's like a lot more egotistical.
Yeah.
Whereas Rocky's very humble, I feel like
he's like working with what he's got.
yeah,
And
he helps
he's-
the living man, the
He
work-
has to
working man.
innovate
Working man.
Yeah, the working class.
He's very innovative.
Yeah,
due to Merton's.
He is
string theory,
hardworking.
He has to innovate.
yeah.
Sorry. And humble. That's on there too. Community. Oh, because. That like scared me. The camera change.
My stomach rumbled when it changed. It was like on beat. It was like editing
Because
on the beat.
If you watch the montage that is playing on the green screen, Rocky, is that his name? Is that like,
Yeah.
he interacts with the community surrounding him and they interact back. They all know each other. They are like a tight-knit community that's like supporting each other.
Yeah, so especially
Yeah.
when they filmed it in Detroit and they went down the street, because of like, you know, how like the community is so strong and stuff like that. When he's walking
Yeah.
through the markets, it was completely improvised when they threw, like the guy
Was
threw the
it?
orange at him. Yeah, they didn't know what he was doing, but they thought they could
Thrown
help
at
him
his
out.
head.
And
Yeah.
he caught it, yeah, and so that was quite cool actually. I feel
Wait,
like that,
really?
yeah, that was,
That
it's
is
like a
Fun
anecdote, I guess.
fact.
I'd
And
try
it's
if
real
someone
as
did
well.
that
It's
to me,
not
though.
like mediated. Well, everything's mediated.
Ev-
Everything is
reality
mediated.
is
Reality is
mediated.
I think that's
Stuart
Stuart
Hall,
Hall.
I think.
Reception theory.
No,
But you
no.
can kind of see reception
It's in
theory with the
despair.
training montage, because preferred reading, which is what the producer wants you to like
Stuart Hall.
get, I guess, is like Rocky is a hard-working, lower-class man who runs like with lots of clothes on to make him sweat more, I guess. And because doesn't that make you like?
Yeah,
Well, yeah, because
Fitter.
when you're hot.
And then
does it?
dominant is what we
think
take from
so,
him.
if
We
you're a
learn that
boxer.
he's hardworking,
Oh, I'm
and
not a
he's like
boxer.
trying to get.
Never mind.
I'm trying to make a point here, guys.
Sorry,
My
sorry,
bad,
okay.
sorry.
He's trying to get what he wants. An oppositional reading could be like he's trying too hard.
And the rejected reading is
Yeah.
that because he's poor, that he's not good enough for someone who's got more like machines
The
and stuff like that.
rejected.
Which that could be rejected. Is that they feel like
Oppositional.
just because you work harder
Oppositional.
doesn't mean you work better, which I think's untrue. I feel
That
like
is
anything's
no,
possible.
I can't think of an oppositional one because he looks like he's trying really hard.
Yeah, but maybe
Oppositional.
they might think that he's not good enough compared
He's
to the
not
other
good
ones.
enough.
true.
Because
Okay.
he doesn't, he's using all this like rundown equipment. He's using like bad stuff. He's not going to be good enough. Sorry, that's the oppositional reading. I believe in him.
And then a negotiating reading can be like, whilst he's trying like really hard to like be good and like gonna fly and stuff, it could still be like he's not gonna do it because he's low class.
Yeah, lower
Yeah.
class people are
And I've got like
unsuccessful.
the parallel kind of the lyrics being it's like getting stronger and stuff like that. It's like
Parallel, that is parallel non-diegetic music.
yeah,
Rice?
which is different to
Wow.
yeah.
I think so.
Well, I got a thumbs up from
Because
Sarah,
parallels
so...
like this, so
Yeah.
it kind of like.
It's like there's another scene in the Hunger Games actually when they're revolting,
there?
and it's like there's a really like a
I have
sad
not
kind
seen
of
that, actually.
there's a really it's one of the later ones I think. It's a really sad kind of song, and it's like a hummed one I think. It's like the hanging
one.
tree.
The
where
hanging.
the hanging tree, yeah. And then when they
Wait, how does that one go?
I don't know.
Hum it.
Coming to the tree.
Oh, that one.
I used to get that on TikTok in like 2020 with the little fairy.
Same. I
And
was
then-
thinking, I know that from somewhere. TikTok.
Yeah.
Ooh, scary
So
place.
when they
Everything we
revolt,
get is from TikTok.
when they revolt like on like the dam and stuff like that, and they blow it up, that like little like
They blow it up.
yeah they revolt because the poor like the working class revolt against the rich,
Makes sense.
which is what
Good
like they
reference.
should.
As they should.
Well, yeah.
Preach.
And that's why like the contrapuntal music where it's like the, they're kind of happy but also kind of sad.
Yeah.
Very like quiet music, and it's like contrasted with like this huge explosions of people.
Contrapuntal,
Yeah.
non-diegetic soundtrack. We learned about that
Ambient
today.
lighting.
Ambient.
I just remembered that from the mind map and thought I'd like join
That's
in.
what I've been thinking of. I'd
Because
be
you're
like
making a
picturing
lot of
it.
references that I'm not understanding, so I just felt like I'd join in.
I feel like mise en scènes are really important. Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
They used a big
yeah.
word there. For
Props, costume,
Mise en
body
scène is
language,
3 words.
dialogue.
big words. Sorry.
The little
Never
word.
mind.
What
One
are
big
the
like
ones?
connected word. Well.
Use
I don't
3
know.
French words. High
That-
five.
So with stuff like that, like obviously if you're in a film, how are you going to show that someone's rich without them like throwing money and like having nice fancy velvety
Apple
clothes
song.
and stuff like
Show
that?
that they're rich by having a green book, not a purple one.
I don't
because-
have a purple boot.
Oh wait,
Purple-
it's showing
purple's
it's a
royal,
trailer.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, David.
No, put
It's
it
like
back.
desaturated colours, which also kind of shows like lower class because they're really desaturated.
Do you
all the time.
mind?
But my
That's a bit
original
rude.
point if it like wasn't a green
Yeah.
screen is that is fuchsia is connoted to green.
I thought it was green, and then
'Cause it's like
purple
money.
and red are also very royal colours. So I feel like in
Yes.
lots of
Red?
films when people wear red's a very royal colour.
Is it?
Yeah. Well,
I thought red was blood.
Blood.
well, also it's got many connotations.
Wow.
Wow.
Polysemy. There you go.
Wow.
Multiple signs. Study of signs. So
Stuart Hall.
yeah. So
Right.
with the red, you've got red, blood, passion,
Love.
health. Yeah, love.
Health because of the little hospital signs, the pluses, and red apples. Sorry, we're not getting into that.
An apple a day keeps
Keeps the doctor away.
Red apples are better than green ones.
No.
Red apples are better.
Granny Smith apples.
I used to play that all the time in the computers on McDonald's.
Me
The
too.
Granny Smith.
Well, like the
game.
really crusty iPad. It was like awful.
Oh my god, I was at McDonald's earlier today and I was playing that on that like projector table.
Where were you at McDonald's? Where's the one?
You know,
Oh, by Dragonville.
yeah.
Oh, that's quite a walk.
Oh, I didn't walk.
Oh. Oh, you were in a car. That
I was
shows
in a
your high
car.
class. I used to have to walk because I did my training there for like Starbucks, and I had to walk there up the really steep hill,
Ooh.
and that shows that I'm lower class.
You are lower class.
So I had to work
lower class
hard.
was McDonald's. McDonald's has seen no like rich people. No kings and
That
queens
is
are going to
classist,
McDonald's.
David.
Yeah,
Are you saying
it's
that
a stereotype. It's a
It's a
stereotype.
Are you
stereotype.
saying that only the proletariat?
Well,
goes to
it's
McDonald's?
exaggerated.
It's oversimplified.
Dire.
Richard Dyer.
Not
Exaggerated and
every single
oversimplified
poor person is
stereotypes.
going to McDonald's, but not every single rich person's avoiding it
Yeah,
at all
because-
costs.
Oh my god, when I was I've got so many like work things right now. I'm really sorry. I'm like bringing this into
It's
it a lot.
okay.
But we
need
had someone like
conversation.
knocking on. I work at Starbucks, right? Like a coffee shop. You know, like we sell coffee. Like that's kind of like the premise of it. We had someone knocking on the window. I was like doing a closing shift, and it's like 20 to 9 at night. We had this drunk guy like knocking on the window. He's like, "You got any hamburgers?" I was like, "No, sorry, that's like over there by like Starbucks." He's like, "Can you like put one in the oven for me?" I was like, "No." Actually, I was at the back when that happened. I just
There we
totally
go.
lied. Like, my manager told me that that's what happened. I like
That's a
totally
negative
lied for, like,
stereotype,
no
is
reason.
that poor people are drunk,
Poor
homeless on the
people are
street.
drunk.
It was
they're
a true
annoying.
story. I just wasn't there. I was like washing dishes because I was being a
not a stereotype, it's
hard-working,
real.
lower-class person.
A very
Yeah.
true stereotype, maybe.
A true, yeah.
A story, yeah.
I feel like we like learnt about like something, but I can't remember.
It's very,
what.
very train spotting and
That
city of
is
God,
so
yeah.
helpful.
Lots of poor people.
We learnt about something.
That is not going to
but I
go
don't
well
know
on the
what.
6th of June when we've got our
No.
digital creative media production exam.
I'm gonna get a distinction because I said so. I'm always right, so I'm gonna get 80 out of 80.
Is that out of 80?
Or you know the examiner reports. What do you mean? Is it out of 80?
Out of 80.
No, you know them examiner reports. How they include like I'm assuming it's like the top mark questions. You're going to be scrolling through for the 2023 one. All me. All of it. Me.
Keep revising,
We were
guys.
literally
Keep
talking about
revising.
class, guys, not the
This is
exam that
revision
will
itself.
help us.
This is
become-
revision for us and for
directors in the
you.
future.
Watch this as revision. We're like great at it.
But yeah, I think that's most of it.
We're
covered,
so
I
great
think.
at
Is
this.
Well, I think.
Ooh, the north-south divide.
Oh, what? We were doing about that in
The
English.
north-south divide.
Yeah, you know, because the north of England is like, ooh, and the south of
Oh,
England is like, woo.
It's got all the
for, like,
Tories
money.
up the south. And they're
Yeah,
all like high class.
a
and
bit of
stuff.
geography for you guys. I can't remember when, and I can't remember what the train's called, but it was like built to try and like minimize the north-south
You
divide.
know, one of my favourite
to make
films
commute
ever,
easier.
like literally, it just got replaced on their box in my top 4 for about time, is Billy Elliot. And I feel like that shows the north side a lot because it,
Yeah,
plus it's got like the Todorovian narrative
mm-hmm.
as well, like quite a
Three-part
clear one.
narrative.
And that kind
Narrative.
of shows like the lower class and how like they're all family oriented.
Yeah, and
Well,
also,
Until the, like, I'm gonna say homophobic dad finds out that his kid's like doing ballet. It
yeah,
wasn't very family oriented.
That's
then.
not. I was gonna say because that's another stereotype, is the.
Families
I-
don't get along and stuff like that, and they have like a lot of family relationships supposedly.
That's not what I was gonna say, but that
Oh,
is true.
Never mind. You
I
go your
think.
point.
I was gonna say, when you're in sort of a tight knit community in like a lower class area, oh no, what am I saying? Like, there's a very like, you know, like the ideology,
Ideology.
and like you sort of like, you know, homophobia, right?
I'm aware
that's-
of it. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like, obviously Billy Elliot represents sort of like sexuality as well. And it's a stereotype in like lower class communities that they're very against that. And it's very like taboo.
Mm.
I don't like that silence.
But yeah, I think a lot of like with like the whole home and families, like there is
Yeah.
some sort of stereotype that, you know, poor families, like the community is obviously good, but I feel like
Mhm.
families are often quite like, you know, disjointed or
Yeah.
you know, they have a lot of problems, which is like obviously very simplified. But yeah,
Richard Dyer.
ooh,
I love
Oversimplified,
him.
exaggerated stereotypes.
it's like yeah, like Noam Chomsky did.
Who?
Noam Chomsky's the theorist. I don't know all about him.
Is this film studies?
Yeah, a little bit. He's
Where
in
in
Captain
TV and
Fantastic again.
film?
Sorry,
Captain
Creative digital
Fantastic.
media.
watch it, guys. It's good.
It's not. I've never
Crazy,
watched it.
crazy
to be
2016
honest.
I
American
don't
cinema.
like it that much. Don't watch it.
Don't
'cause
watch
I'm
it.
right.
David's wrong.
Watch it for like the film studies.
I
and
actually
whatever.
have like 70 followers on that box, so I'm right about every
Oh,
film.
That beats me like.
It's
5.
impressive to get that many
Loser.
followers on that box. Like, I'm gonna be truthful.
Honestly, Alex is just too good.
what
David's
can
wrong.
I say?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. No, my letterbox is gonna be updated because I'm watching.
I don't even have a letter. What is Letterboxd?
It's great for watch like.
Oh,
you
it's
document
great.
films. You document films
It's
of what you
like,
watch
yeah.
and you review it and stuff.
I
like
don't
that.
watch films.
I feel like
mean,
we're
no, I
getting off
do,
class a lot
because
now.
I watch all
Don't
my
tell me.
case studies.
Yeah. You watch films all the time.
I
we
watch
all
so
watch
many
films all the time.
films.
All films.
No, we
love
don't. We don't
films.
only watch films in here.
We
Films
watch.
and TV. Films
We
and TV.
read
No, we don't. We don't watch
tabloids.
films. The whole thing about TV and film is analysing them.
Yeah, yeah,
analyse
yeah,
them,
yeah, we
Writing
analyse
and
our
we
films.
thoughts
analyse
on them in
broadsheets
20
and
mark
tabloids.
questions.
I'm so good at them.
But not only do we analyse films, we also do tabloids and posters
and
TV
broadsheets and
shows.
magazines.
Yes, yeah,
And-
yes.
yeah,
and
and movie
films.
posters,
Yeah.
TV
Not just
series.
films, yeah.
Sex
Yeah.
education, that's a good one. Use
So
it.
yeah, I think that's all we have for now because I only had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points, and I feel like we've gone past that a lot, and half of them weren't even about class. So
To be honest.
yeah,
That's fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, vocab. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys.
Goodbye.
Can we end it now?
Wow, that was so wow.
Drop off.